Ed and Joe's is celebrating 60 years in business in Tinley Park this month. When he's fully staffed, pre-COVID, they employ 40 to 50 people. Everybody, please join me in congratulating and welcoming Mike and Ellen Clark of Ed and Joe's.
No, I don't need. My wife said I should have wrote something, but I've been telling my story for 60 years, so I think I can wing it. Thank you for the invite. We really appreciate it. Saturday will be the official 60 years for Ed and Joe's, February 6th, so that's quite an accomplishment. So let me digress a little bit. Back in 1955, my parents moved to Tinley Park, built a home in Parkside on Maple Lane Drive. At that time, they had 4 kids. My dad worked for Illinois Bell, so he would catch a 7 o'clock train every morning, get off at 6 o'clock, and run the carryout. He also had a TV repair shop in our basement. I still have some of the old soldering irons back then from there. He decided he needed a little more income for the kids, to support everybody. We went to St. George School. So he took on a job in Worth at a place called Joe and Dick's Pizza Ranch, where he honed his skills there. And he tells stories about Dick's wife. They had an apartment above the restaurant, and she was very critical of the pizza makers. And he never got one complaint or one, derogatory comment about his pizzas. That she loved his pizzas. So in 1961. Or actually it was 1960, they came out to Tinley Park, and Butch Funk, who owned Funk's Tavern at the time, built a carryout for my dad, where our kitchen is right now, and he opened up his doors on February 6th. There was Venuso Pizzas, and then there was Tian's actually had a pizzeria at the time. And after a year of being in business, Harold Tian went to my dad and said, well, I guess we have to accept you as a business in Tinley Park. So, so from there, the carryout was very, strong a business. It was 1970. I remember being in the kitchen, or the dining room area of the kitchen, and my parents were sitting at the table, and my dad said, do you think Michael's ready? I was 12 years old. So I started working for my dad. He said it was nothing different than cutting the grass in the yard. It's okay. I making dough, mixing the pizza sausage, cutting cheese. He wouldn't let me out of the back kitchen because I was too young. And I worked through that throughout high school. And then in 1978, or actually 76, when I just graduated, he offered a business to me, and I said, Dad, I'm just out of high school, I don't want to own a business yet. A year later, he offered it to me again at 19 years old, and I bought the business January 1st, 1970. I took over. I did a cool thing. I had, if anybody knows The Who and the song We Won't Get Fooled Again, the middle introduction with the keyboards going. The first line that came out after that was "Meet the new boss, the same as the old boss." So we played. That was kind of cool. And that began the first couple of years, the worst time of my life, because all the employees were my friends. And prior to me owning the business, I could say, hey guys, my dad's on my back, let's get things done. And now my dad's not on my back, it's my business. So we held a meeting, and I'm trying to explain it to everybody what we're going to do, what our goals are. And at the end of the meeting, 2 of my best friends still today said, okay, Mike, let's understand this. So there's no laughing, smiling, or having fun. I'm like, yep, that's about it. So we did a carry out until the former Feast Pub was closed down. That's when we got our introduction to the restaurant business, where our bar is now. That's where we started the dining room. The rest of the, Tom had delusion of grandeur, thinking he was going to come back into town. So we opened up the little restaurant, got our feet wet in the dining aspect of it. And so then finally, a couple years later, we finally opened up the whole restaurant. We had to go the first year without selling liquor because they were shut down for a liquor violation. So we made it through that. I got the support of the village board. They, came to me and said, hey, Mike, we'll grant you a liquor license. Just don't disappoint us. And I hope, being here now 6 years that we didn't do that. So then it was around, right around 2000 when Tinley Park decided to do the redevelopment of the downtown area. And my wife and I, by the way, this is my wife, Ellen, if you don't know. So, I remember clearly, we sat at one of the tables at the top of the stairs at the restaurant and said, look, we're at this crossroads. Either we continue our business the way it is, or we're going to take it to the next level. So we decided to take the next level. We wanted to be the part of the whole redevelopment of downtown. And we took advantage of the grant program, the facade program that the village was offering. We decided to hire an executive chef, we brought Chef Kevin Kincaid in, totally changed everything we were doing. We used to do little shrimp baskets and stuff. He brought a whole culinary experience that we never seen before, and that is still today. Kevin's still with us as a consultant, with us and helping us along the way. So 2000, we remodeled, we shut down for about 6 weeks. We reopened, and it is what Ed and Joe's is today. In that time frame, I got my first introduction to marketing. One of our suppliers, C&E Pizza Supply at the time, said, Mike, you can do a lot more. And so for the whole year, he split the cost of we put a 8.5 by 11 menu out in the Galaxy of Values, and that was my introduction to marketing. And things just took off from there. So now, not only are we owners of a restaurant that we operate, but we also are a marketer of a restaurant. And marketing is really what has taken us here. We probably have about 20,000 members in our database. So at any given time, we can send out emails, Facebook messages, anything to get customers to come back. We really feel we have a rapport with our customers. We made it through 9/11, figure that out. We made it through the 2009, the recession, and then now we're making it through COVID. Each time we learned from it, and we, figured things out and able to grow. So, here we are, 60 years, a pretty amazing feat. That we can survive, and we're still growing. The reason for our success is the culture we build. We hire the right people. This year, or within the last 2 years, 2 people have retired from Ed and Joe's after 20 years of service. And to keep employees that long in a restaurant business, that's pretty amazing. But again, it's the culture that we build. And people love to. Probably one of the best comments I ever heard from a customer. He was on the deck and I was walking through. He grabbed me by the shirt and he goes, Mike, your people really look like they enjoy working here. And I thought that was pretty cool, So anyway, so we have a lot planned for our 60th anniversary. We're all year. We're partnering with Tinley Wish. We're going to be doing fundraisers for them throughout the year. Hopefully COVID will subside and we can start doing business after hours and different things for the year, but it's just really exciting to be here and to say, hey, we made 60. So